Here's what I want to know. What does it feel like? What does somebody sound like? What is it like to talk to a complete jerk? To talk to a narcissistic person? To talk to somebody that's self-absorbed? To talk to somebody that's annoying? Any one of those traits, self-absorbed, annoying, a complete jerk, you know what? What's it like to communicate with somebody like that? What do they sound like?
First of all, me all the time. There's no room for dialogue whatsoever. And it's always my fault. It's always your fault. I didn't do anything wrong. It's your fault. You did it wrong. From my perspective.
Self-absorbed. I like that. Yeah, me, self-absorbed, always my fault, never your fault. Who else has got something? What's it like to talk to a jerk? What's it like to talk to an annoying person? What does an annoying person sound like?
They sound like a pain in the ass.
They sound like a pain in the ass. How does a pain in the ass sound, Felicia?
They're unrelentless usually, and they give you a hard time, and they don't really let up. And they're unreasonable.
Unrelentless, hard time, they're unreasonable. I love it. All right, who else has got something? What does a jerk sound like? What does an annoying person sound like?
They don't listen to you, man. It's bad.
They don't listen. What else?
They might not be open.
They think they have all the answers.
All the answers.
They're very dismissive.
Amen, amen.
Dismissive. All right, we got a pretty good list here. To talk to a jerk, to talk to an annoying person, it's me, they're self-absorbed, they're a pain in the ass. They're unrelentless, they give you a hard time. They're unreasonable, they don't listen to you. They have all the answers. They're dismissive. Does any one of us on this call want to be a jerk? No. Do we want to be annoying? No. Yet, a lot of times in sales, unbeknownst to us, unintentionally, without malice, we end up sounding like this list. We end up sounding self-absorbed. We end up sounding self-centered. Right? Our product is great. We can save you 17% on this. We can recapture your billing. We can help your people be more efficient. We can help you hire the best people. We can improve your marketing expenses. Me, right? Unrelentless. Come on, if you just give me 5 minutes of your time, I'd like to explain this, right? Don't listen. A lot of us don't listen. Why? When we all know I listen. But let's take that back. Let's really take a look at don't listen. What's most important to you guys? Lowering our cost of advertising. Oh, great, fantastic, because we can lower your cost of advertising by about 30 to 40% up front. Guess what? You didn't listen. What's most important to you? Lowering our cost of our advertising. Got it. Can you give me a specific example of what you mean by lowering your costs? Well, last quarter we did a campaign, and to be honest, I feel like everybody looked at the campaign, but none of those clicks that came through were our correct kind of customers. Why do you say that? That's somebody that listens, okay? That's somebody that's understanding. And here's the problem. In our job, in our career as salespeople, we get a lot of rushes of adrenaline, right? And we think, man, this is an opportunity for me to really help this person. Your prospect doesn't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And the best way to show them that you care is to avoid everything that was on this list. Avoid being self-absorbed. Avoid being a pain in the butt. What is the tonality that we want to have? What do we want to sound like? Because we're all different people. We all have different attitudes. We all have different voices. But let me give you a recipe for a tonality that's going to help you avoid sounding like you don't listen. That's going to help you avoid sounding like you have all the answers. That's going to help you avoid being dismissive. And that tonality is kind of like you're trying to find the words. When you sound like you're trying to find the words and you slow down, even though you know exactly what you want to say, it gives the other person some time to think about what you're about to say. It gives the other person time to think about what they're going to say. And it makes it clear to them that you've actually heard them, that you've actually listened to them. And this is something that us in sales, us as six-figure producers, seven-figure producers, million-dollar producers run into all the time. And people in healthcare, doctors, physicians, nurses run into this all the time. It is a mistake we all make, and we're going to continue to make. But we can strive to get better, and the mistake is this. Once you've done this 5 times, 50 times, 100 times, 500 times, 5,000 times, it becomes very quick for you to go, seen that before, I've got the answer, we can help, they came to the right place, but you have to understand this. Your prospect, your customer, your client, they haven't solved this problem 5,000 times before, just like you have. So they're going to be a little bit slower at arriving at the destination than you are. And the worst possible thing you can do is jump from the beginning to the end quickly. When we slow down in the beginning and allow that prospect time to catch up, we're going to speed up the result in the end. But when we find ourselves saying like, man, Alex, I'm really glad you called me about this because I've got a new thing that's going to be able to give you additional revenue through doing hormone replacement therapy there at the practice. Does it make sense for us to get this in place? No. Lost another one, right? Slow down. Now, doctor, talk to me about what's going on with your revenue right now. Well, it's down a little bit. When you say down a little bit, can you give me a specific example? Yeah, it's down about 17% for the year. Why do you think that is? Well, you know, a lot of our clients are looking for other treatments and things that we don't offer. Things that you don't offer? Yeah, I mean, we've been trying to do bump. Slow down. Have a calm tone of voice. Even though you're really excited that you can help this person for the right reasons, the more excited you get and the faster you talk, the more you're only going to push them away. Does that make sense, guys? Sales reps, managers, business owners, entrepreneurs, what I'm about to tell you, this is gonna hurt, but trust me, it will be well worth it. I want you to think back to that excitement you had when you first got started. Maybe it was your first day. You thought about all of the lives that you were gonna change with your amazing product, your business, your service, your solutions. And hey, let's be honest here, you were gonna make a lot of money in the process of helping people, helping businesses change their lives. But it didn't work out exactly that way, did it? If you're anything like me, if you're anything like most people in sales, you found it was just a little bit more difficult to close those deals than you thought, or maybe you're struggling right now. Now, I warned you, this is the part that's gonna hurt, but in order for this to work, you and I need to be honest with each other. I want you to think about all the reasons that you're not hitting your targets, all the reasons you're not making the sales that you had anticipated making. Is it the economy, your competition, your territory, your pricing? Maybe it's your manager, your product, your service, your solution. Here's the part that's gonna hurt. There's a 94% chance it is none of those, and it's time you face reality. The reason why you have to work so hard just to close a single deal has nothing to do with the economy, nothing to do with your competition, your territory, your manager, your product, your price, your service. The reason why it's so hard for you is you simply haven't learned a better sales process. But wait, you've had sales training from your company. Yeah, I did too. You've read some sales books. I read just about every single one of them. Or maybe you're saying to yourself, well, I was always born a salesperson. Nobody is born knowing how to sell more than they're born knowing how to speak Cantonese or fly an F-22 fighter jet. And by the way, the right sales process is a lot easier to learn than a language or flying an airplane, but you still have to learn it. My name is Matt Easton. I'm the founder of Easton University, and if you'll let me coach you, I can show you how to sell more than you've ever imagined without being pushy, without being manipulative, without following some super complex system where you spend more time trying to figure out what stage your deal is in than actually closing deals. If you will let me coach you, you will never, ever, ever, ever find yourself blaming the economy, your products, your price, your manager, your territory, your competition again, because you're going to be in total control of the sales process and the outcomes. I've devoted my life to unlocking the perfect sales process, and I want to coach you the same way I've helped thousands of other people in the exact same position that you are right now sell a reported $3.47 billion, yeah, that's billion with a B, over the last 12 months. I've been where you're at right now. I know how to help you. I can show you in just a matter of minutes what will take you years of trial and error to learn on your own. Now, if you've made it this far, but you're saying to yourself, it can't be that simple, just trying a new sales process alone will not get me to where I want to go. I know exactly what you're feeling. I said those exact same things, and I was wrong. Having the right sales process changed absolutely everything for me. So I want you to do me and yourself this favor and spend just a minute or two over at eastonuniversity.com checking out what we've built. Now, if you spend a couple minutes and you decide that our coaching can't help you, it can't help you change everything about your career, everything about your life, no harm, no foul. You can continue to do things the way you're doing them right now. But just imagine, what if you head over to eastonuniversity.com right now and it connects with you? What if it is that simple? Suddenly everything starts to make sense and everything changes for you. Your career, your income, your goals, your company. You start heading in the direction you always thought you could. Isn't it worth taking a couple minutes and seeing if that might be the case? Easton University is more than a platform. It's more than live coaching with me. It's your future, and you and your future are worth it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm glad you and I have met each other, and I look forward to seeing you over at eastonuniversity.com right now.